you've been wanting to get into the long-range hunting game, but the price of the long-range hunting rifle has been a little bit too far outside your price point, well, here at Best of the West Arms, we are proud to present to you today our new Pioneer rifle system. Hi, my name is Grady Stovey, and I'm your lead gunsmith here at Best of the West Arms, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the specs and different variants of the Pioneer rifle system. Before we do that, though, we're going to talk a little bit about the history of the company so that you know what type of work we've had to put in to get to this point. So Best of the West has been around since 2003, and we have been perfecting and mastering long-range shooting and rifle systems for 22 years. What we have here in front of me today is the culmination of those 22 years of experience and time put into these long-range hunting systems. With all that being said, I'm really happy to be showing this to you today. Now, let's get into the specs of the rifle. So this rifle in front of me here is the base model set of the Pioneer, but we're going to talk about the different variants and things you can add to the rifle to better suit you for your hunting needs. So we'll start with the barrel. The barrel options that you're going to have with this rifle are going to be an 18, 20, 22-inch Wilson spiral steel fluted barrel. We wanted to pick these barrel length options because with the 18-inch barrel, you're still able to put a suppressor on it and not have too long of an overall system. But if you don't want to run a can or you're unable to run a suppressor, you can put a regular muzzle device on it, like a 3-port muzzle brake here, and have a 22-inch barrel and be able to maintain that performance. Moving back into the rifle system, we are using the Zermatt Origin Action. It is a 90-degree bolt throw action. It's a super smooth, reliable action. We've had a lot of really good luck with it, and we feel like it is tailored perfectly for these hunting scenarios. Along with the action, we have a Bixen Andy Dakota trigger. This is a trigger that goes from 1 to 3 pounds. We set the trigger to 2.5 pounds from the factory, but if you want to get a feather light trigger at that 1 pound range, where you can really just snap and make a really clean, concise shot, you can do that. But if you want a little bit more weight, you can move into a 3-pound trigger. Along with that, it also comes with a 3-round detachable box magazine, making the total round count for these rifles 4 total. If you need to have some of those follow-up shots, you have plenty of rounds to do that with. Moving into the stock, what we have here is the Mountain Hunter stock on this example, but it also is going to be coming in the signature stock as well. Some of the key differences between these stocks is the Mountain Hunter has the ambidextrous option to where we can build this one in left-handed options as well. The Signature, it is more tailored for right-handed shooters with the cheek piece, but it's a very comfortable stock. One of the other differences is the weight between these two. The difference in weight between the Mountain Hunter and the Signature stock is about 2 ounces. Your Mountain Hunter is going to be 2 ounces lighter than your Signature, so if that's something that is a really important aspect to your hunting career, then it's something that we can present to you. Some of the accessories that come on said stock are the butt pad and the Picatinny rail. Picatinny rail is just standard 1913 pick rail where you can mount bipods, you can clip it into a tripod, you can do whatever you need using that pick rail. It also has a flush cup attachment as well, so you can put your sling onto it super easily. We're going to talk a little bit about the caliber options. So we have 8 different caliber options for these rifles. We have 6.5 Creed, 6.5 PRC, 7 PRC, 7mm backcountry, 28 Nosler, 30-06, 308, 300 PRC. We feel like these caliber options are suited for everybody's needs all across the country and all around the world for that matter. Some of the customization options that you have with these rifles are the different colors that you can have the stock. What I have here in front of me today is the sponge camo pattern. This one is our orange pattern with orange and gray, but it comes in 3 different color options, making the total options for this rifle being 4 patterns and 3 different colors in those 4 patterns. Another thing that we can do as well is we have a different Cerakote options as well. We have 4 different colors for these different Cerakote options to best suit your needs in whatever kind of environment you're going to be in and different type of hunting camouflage needs that you may have. They come in Cerakote black, they come in Magpul OD green, Coyote tan, and gray tungsten. We feel that those colors are the most accessible for all parts of the world so that you are able to best blend into your environment while you're hunting. Moving away from the stock, we have the 5-20 Blue Diamond Husqvarna optic on this example here. This rifle has 2 different optic options, being the 5-20 Blue Diamond, and then we also have our 5-20 tactical scope as well. Both of these optics are super great optics. We've had a fantastic relationship with Husqvarna. We cannot talk any more good about them because they have been just powerhouses in the long-range hunting game. They have a ballistic burn turret, which means that rather than having to use a standard MOA turret or a mill turret, you are able to just have a yardage turret where you can range, dial, and shoot without having to worry about using a Kestrel or having to use a dope card or something on your cell phone like a ballistic app in order to make those shots. It's a simple system. We're super proud of it, and we're very happy that we are running these Husqvarna optics. We are also offering these rifles in an SKB hard case. It has room for your bolt handle, it has room for your ammo, your bipod, any accessory that you would need to put onto this rifle, it has, including ammunition. It's TSA approved for international and national travel, so you don't have to worry about the hassles of having to get a different case or get some different locks when you're going through TSA. We got you covered there if you want to get one of those SKB cases. Moving into a little bit about some of the proprietary things that we have in these rifle options is we have our new bedding block system. So every single Pioneer rifle is going to be coming with a proprietary bedding block from Best of the West Arms. We've manufactured all of these in-house, and they are some of, if not the best, in all seriousness, probably the best bedding block system on the market. They're super reliable, super consistent. All of them have been made in-house, so we are able to control every aspect of the bedding block. So when you're out in the field and say you do have to take your rifle apart, you have to take your barreled action out of your stock, you can take it apart, you can clean it, do whatever you need to do, slap it back together, torque it down, and you know for a fact that it is going to maintain the same accuracy and the same point of impact. Now we're going to move into our manufacturing process of these rifles. So every single rifle that we build, we are actually doing the full chambering of the rifle rather than using a pre-fit barrel. So what that means is when we get these barrels from Wilson, we are taking the blank barrel, we are fluting them in-house, we then thread the muzzle brake to 5/8 24 or half 28 threads. Standard thread pitches for suppressors, brakes, so if you need to swap it over from your can to your muzzle brake, it's already there at a standard thread. We then do our thread tenon for the action, which after we do the threading for that, we then go in and send a chamber reamer in, which we are able to control within about 2 thousandths or 0.002 inches of tolerance, which that's super important in headspace because you have about a 4 thousandths tolerance of swing from the top to the bottom end. So we put ourselves right in the middle. And what that is going to do is it's going to give you the best accuracy and the best performance possible using this system. Once we get done doing our chambering process, we then move into our stock milling process. And what that means is we get these stocks uncut from the factory that manufactures our stocks for us. What we do then is we remove this material in here. You can see in this example we have a bunch of material cut out right in here. After we cut out that material, what we do is we install our bedding block system like the one I had shown earlier. We're using a 2-part epoxy system so that we know that it is super tight, it is super strong in there. You're not going to have any recoil issues. It's going to maintain and perform through and through every single time. The bedding block system, after we install it, we then take the rifle and put it into our paint process. So paint process is where we do the Cerakote. That's also where we do the stock painting, where we can do all the different stock options that I had mentioned earlier. And you're able to get that little bit of custom ability, a little bit of nuance that you can get out of your rifle. After we get done with paint, we then move into our assembly. In the assembly, that's where we're actually going to be installing all the accessories and mating up the barreled action to the stock. And what we're going to do is we install the stock into the barreled action with a Hawkins M5 DBM Hunter bottom metal. We torque the screws to 65 inch-pounds, and once everything's torqued in, we then install our recoil pad and our Picatinny rail. Before we do any of that, though, we also install our triggers as well and set them to 2.5 pounds. After everything's set up, we then do a feed test with the rifle so that when we send the rifle out the door, we know it's going to feed reliably, and we know if you need to make those follow-up shots, you're able to run that bolt home, get that follow-up shot in, and make those clear shots. After we get done with assembly, we move into our optics mounting. Now this is where we do a little bit of difference compared to other companies. We install our rings, and then after we install the rings, we actually hand lap the rings to make and ensure that they are straight, so that when you're mounting your scope, it is as straight as you can get it down the barrel. After we get done doing that, we then move and take the rifles out to our range here in Cody. Now this is where we have our secret sauce that we do. We take the rifles, we do a 5-shot accuracy validation at 100 yards, where we're shooting for between 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch accuracy guarantee using factory ammunition. After we get our 5-shot group, we are during that time collecting our data, which that means we're getting the velocity and we're getting the BC for the bullet that we were using specifically to this gun. Once we have all that info, we then take these rifles out to 550 and 1130 yards to really dial in and hone in that accuracy guarantee that we talk about. If it's not shooting consistently at 1130 or 550, we're going to find out and we're going to bring it back in. We're going to validate and make sure everything's put together properly and make sure that this rifle is sound and ready to go when we ship it. Once we get done doing that, we then bring the rifle back to the shop. We scrub the barrel out, make it brand new. We clean everything up, make it look fantastic. After we do that, we then get our turret information burned. And what I mean by burned is we actually have a machine here in-house that takes that information that we had talked about, the velocity and the BC, and it calculates it in the computer and then actually etches on your different ranges for this specific rifle. To wrap things up, guys, again, we are very proud to be presenting you our new Pioneer rifle system. If you have any questions, comments, or if you want to purchase one of these rifles, hit us up at bestofthewestarms.com or give us a call. Another thing to take into consideration is if you have some cool hunting photos or some cool videos of you using your Best of the West system, feel free to tag us in it and we may just feature you on our Instagram page. With that being said, we look forward to doing business with you and have a good day.